That was a lot of like nonsense.
Can but be kidding. Okay, so I'm about to watch The Young Royals season 3. So my stance right now, alright, obviously it's very difficult because like I love Wilhelm and Simon together. I think they're really cute. Oh my god, my cat. I think will you please anyway, no, I think they're really cute. I think it's obviously a mess, like how I don't really know how Simon is gonna be in the like royal family, because they had just have so many like contrasting views, I would say. August and Sarah, I don't know how you say her name, but I'll figure it out when we're watching this. But them two, I really like them as a couple. Like, I actually love them as a couple. I think actually, if we really look at it, like Sarah really brought out like the goodness in August. So we actually got to see him for like what he kind of is when he's not being, you know, mean and like awful. I'm just gonna start it now, and then we're gonna talk about it as we go through, I guess. I do like how it always starts with like Wilhelm. Either he's doing something or like he's just gonna be staring at us, but it's always like him at the like courts and whatever. Something royal at least. I knew he was gonna look at us. And when I'm looking at the mum, like Wilhelm's mum, she looks really ill. Like, she looks, either she's grieving or she's ill. I mean, possibly she's grieving, because if you really think about it, like, as a parent, she hasn't been able to grieve, most likely, because she is the queen. So I think that may come into play at some point. I don't know. Okay, right now, so this thing with August, right? I really do think he really does love like the crown and everything. I really think he does love the monarchy and all that. But I also think that nobody wants him to take over, you know what I mean? Like, I think people wanted obviously Eric to take over, and now it's obviously Wilhelm. Like, I feel like Wilhelm's obviously a lot less I guess like tuned into that side, right? Like, I feel like August in reality is probably more equipped to handle it, but I also think he's also really not, because they're both like teenagers, right? So I feel like neither of them should really have to, you know, be in charge of a country or whatever. You know, I feel like both of them just really shouldn't be anywhere near it. But I also feel like who would take over? Like, I've been wondering this for a while. Like, who would take over if it wasn't them two, you know? Like, who would it actually be? Like, because obviously if the mum like died, or if she like, I don't know, like stopped because she's sick, then what who would actually take over if it wasn't Wilhelm and it wasn't August? Like, if they both gave it up, because like, what if August gives it up for Sarah, and then what if Wilhelm gives it up for Simone? Like, who would actually take over? That's what I really want to know, because they never really made that clear unless I missed it. Like, could somebody just tell me who it would be that would take over? Because I actually have no idea, but I really do want to know. But I also think it's interesting in this scene, like August, like he's very much just kind of like, he's basically just, we all know like what he's done, and he's kind of just not taking responsibility. And like in this scene, he's saying like, you know, am I a shitty person? Like, do you think I am to this dude? And it's like, yeah, you are. The stuff you've done isn't good. The reason why you're here isn't good. Like, obviously you should know that. And the fact that he is kind of like not really taking responsibility in that sense just kind of shows, you know, like, it kind of it's a bit, iffy, I would say. I don't really understand why he thinks he isn't, like, I feel like obviously he should know that he's not a good person when he's here for this reason, but he's not really realised it yet, I guess. I don't really know why, but I guess we'll have to find out in this season. Hopefully he does kind of realise, you know, the stuff he's done is not good, and like, you know, all this stuff. But I also feel like, I don't know, he's just an interesting character. He's one of the characters that I really want to see more of because he's just so complex. Okay, so if August just has to give money back, he has to sell his like dad's stuff to be able to do it. Oh, that would be difficult for him because obviously he has a lot of like love for his dad and everything, I'm sure. But yeah, that's really, I mean, I guess that probably would be the best outcome in the fact that they can't really get much else, can they? They can't get much else because it's not going to go to court, and it's not, you know, they can't really, everybody kind of knows. I don't know if everybody, I can't remember if in the speech he said it was August or if, no, didn't he? I don't know, I can't remember. Oh my god, I should have watched season 2 before I watched this season because I've really forgotten most of the stuff that happened, like, but anyway, no, let's just carry on because I feel like I really like Simon's mum as well because, like, I feel like this is probably the first time she's heard about this, and she's trying to help him a lot, but also she's obviously annoyed. Simon and Wilhelm. They are so cute, like, they're adorable. You know, I'm actually going to be so sad when this series has ended. Like, I know there's only one episode left, like, you know, to come out, and then that's it for the whole show. Oh, they're so cute. It just makes me so happy to see them all happy, and then I know it's going to get ruined. I literally, I remember the rifle, and I remember Simon, like, using his dad's, like, you know, drugs, but I literally forgot, like, that he could use this as, you know, leverage to show, like, they also did bad things. Like, that's so interesting. Like, I literally forgot that. Like, I guess in hindsight, Wilhelm doing that was a really bad choice, like the rifle, because he could definitely be in trouble for that. But oh, this is so messy because it's like August should be like, he should be held accountable for what he's done, but at the same time, it's like, because it's to do with royals and they don't want any of this getting out, like, isn't an easier way just to get rid of August? Like, not kill him, obviously, but, like, I don't know, just, like, not let him be king at all. Like, I don't really know what would, because I feel like August then would tell everybody about other things, but what would actually, I don't know, it's so difficult, isn't it? It's like, what would you do in this situation? Like, what could you do? What would be the best situation? I feel like the best thing to do would be this, what they are doing. Like, what, you know, talking about it, trying to figure out a way to do it, and then just obviously not any of them getting in trouble. I mean, I feel like it's the worst way to handle it in reality because August should be held accountable, but oh, it's just so difficult. And that they're all hearing about this for, like, the first time. Like, I'm pretty sure Simon's mum, like, sitting back down, she didn't know that Simon did that, and also like the Queen is about to look at Wilhelm, like, why did you hold a gun to, like, a rifle to, you know, August's head? Like, none of these people knew what actually went on. And it's so, I don't know, it's so interesting to see everything come to light and kind of, I bet there's more secrets, and I'm just, oh, it's gonna be crazy. Like, let's just find out. Ooh. Okay, but obviously the mum is about to, I don't know, tell them to stop and stuff. But like, in reality, August is right. Like, Wilhelm at the start of season 1 was already like, he wasn't anything, like, he was just a teenager, you know, like, he was a child. He wasn't taught anything about being crown prince. He didn't obviously have to be the crown prince because Eric was there, and he didn't, like, he grew up, I guess, rebellious because, and like, he just wasn't part of that kind of royal's life, you know. He was very much just doing what he wants and stuff. So I really understand what August is saying right here. Obviously everything that happened is technically August's fault, but like, Wilhelm is and was very hot-headed, and like, he gets into a fight, you know, with anybody essentially that tries to like trash him at all, you know, like, that's just the way he is, and he hasn't really grown out of that. Like, he still is very much hot-headed and, you know, shouts and like goes off of things really quick, you know. I think that's also why so many things happened. Like, obviously getting annoyed at August is, you know, it's, you can see why it would happen, but at the same time you really got to be more chill in this kind of setting. Do you know what I mean? And he's just not. Yeah, he can't be chill. Okay, now I do understand where she's coming from, but at the same time, like, we never learned anything about Eric. Like, obviously, like, he was perfect. He was like the crown prince and all that. That's what they say. But like, and obviously, like, Wilhelm had a really good relationship with him, but we never learned much about him. Like, it's hard to really empathize with these types of things because we didn't really know him. Like, we've only learned about him from other people. So, knowing that, you know, like, I'm thinking that she's still grieving over him, obviously, and that's why she always brings him up. Like, he was the one that was supposed to take over, so the fact that he's not there, she can't, she overthinks because Wilhelm is not prepared at all. Like, he's, you know, he's probably like 17, 16, he's gonna take over, like, he can take over at 18, you know, but he isn't ready at all. Like, he really needs to get his act together. Like, in reality, I think the best course of action would have actually been to take him out of the school. I think, at least. Like, if it was a real case and like a real royal thing, I don't know, I would have assumed they would just take you out of the school. Like, that's what I would have thought. Like, I live in England, and I don't know if any of this has ever happened because I don't really pay attention to the royal family, but I do think that would have been what you would, you know, try and do at least. I don't know, it's kind of confusing. Wow, the mum is really not well. See, that's a crazy thing to say, isn't it? Like, Wilhelm is the one hugging her, but she's saying Eric, but at the same time she's grieving over Eric, so it makes sense that she would be saying Eric. It's like, it's giving, like, I can understand why people would say like she loves Eric more, and I do think that she's not been a good mum to Wilhelm at all. Like, I think throughout this show, you know, she's never been a good mum. She's always just been like the queen, but at the same time you can't blame her because she is supposed to be the queen, I think, more than she is. Like, it reminds me of watching Queen Charlotte, like George, King George and all that stuff. Like, we see that like in the present of that show, that when Queen Charlotte is like there with her like children, she didn't know that any of them had like miscarriages or anything, because she only shouted at them and told them that like they need to have children, but in reality she didn't really know her children. Like it kind of reminds me of that. Like, this woman, she probably knew Eric more than she knows Wilhelm, but at the same time she knows some parts of Wilhelm like more than at least Queen Charlotte did, like in the show at least. Like in this, she probably knows Wilhelm is like hot-headed, like I've said, like the things we see of Wilhelm, like, and that obviously she didn't know about, like, that he could be like, it's so difficult because obviously he was just supposed to be the younger brother of the crown prince. Like, he wasn't supposed to be in the spotlight essentially. But I don't know, it's so difficult, isn't it? It's so difficult to really put into words what is gonna happen in the rest of this season, because I really don't know if Wilhelm is gonna get any better. Like, I feel like he really needs a lot of therapy to actually be able to do any of this stuff. Like, I feel like this crown stuff is just not good for him. It really isn't. Oh, it's so difficult in this scene because, like, obviously we don't really want to blame anyone at the same time, but like Sarah, like, I know that people don't like Sarah anymore. Like, I still like her because I think she really did want to believe that August was gonna turn himself in, and she also wanted to believe like he was turning into a good person, but that was just because he was good with her. She also wanted to like help Simon, so like, she was really trying to she called the police and stuff, and everything went wrong every time she did anything, and it is just awful because she really tried. Like, I understand what she tried to do, but I also understand why people don't like her anymore, because everything she did went wrong, and obviously sometimes she really was just not, she really was just bad. But like, I don't know, I feel like she just, it's gonna be so difficult. I just feel like hers and Simon's like relationship is gonna be completely ruined, and it's honestly really sad to see that. See, I understand why he's like obviously like reacting like this to her, but I also feel like it's so sad. Like, I understand him being mad at her, and I understand like not being able to forgive her right now and all that, because it's probably not been too long since he found out. But it's still so sad, like, seeing them not be friends, like not be siblings like they were at the start of the show, and like, it's just such a ruined relationship, and I really do hope they can get back to being at least okay with each other. Like, it's just so difficult. I really do hate seeing any of them sad in this show, honestly. Like, even August, like, it's really sad to see Malte like acting sad, because now I know like his personality in real life. It's like, but like Frida's acting here is really good. Like, she really is trying to be a good sister, but at the same time it's ruined, obviously. Oh my god, they're literally kissing in front of everybody. Like, they do not care. I'm living. Oh, Henry's so cute. August is so awkward, like walking through all that like past the lockers, and like looking at Wilhelm and Simon, like he's so awkward walking like that. Like I wonder if he's just really, I don't know, like he feels bad. I don't know, it's so difficult to know, isn't it? Alright, so I definitely think August has some kind of um like body dysmorphia, or like, I don't know, eating disorder, like because he was just like playing with his stomach, like playing with his skin. Like I'm wondering if he, I don't know, it's so interesting. Like I feel like he does have kind of a problem, like a serious thing. Like I feel like it probably is body dysmorphia, or something like that. Like I don't really want to like diagnose him without knowing, because it could be nothing and he could just be, trying to get abs or something. But like if it really is something, then he obviously needs help as well. And we already know he like needs help, but like not just like mentally, he also needs help like physically and everything. And wow. Okay, honestly, I wasn't expecting, like I know that August like loves Sarah, but I never expected him to go against like Vincent and like anyone else, because I don't know, he never seemed like he would stand up for her like that. But I'm really happy that he did. Like you can just tell that he obviously loves her, like if he's willing to just say that. But I also think, would he be willing to give up the crown and all that stuff for her? Like I don't know. It's just interesting because obviously he's been trying to live life like he's rich, but he's really not. And then we also see that she isn't rich. Like she's, you know, essentially never gonna be rich. Or never gonna be rich like right now, like she's pretty much poor or middle class, or I don't know, but it's hard to tell really. But I mean, it's probably not, but I can't remember. I'm really bad at these things, bro. I can't remember anything. But anyway, no, it's just so, I don't know, it's so interesting seeing that he really wants to be with her even though she is not of the upper class. Like he obviously he never knew that he would like her that much, because he never would have, like at first obviously he was only trying to use her, but then he actually fell for her. Like, and you can even tell when he started to fall for her, and that's why I think I started liking him. It's just crazy.
Hur kommer man över sin bästa vän?
Yeah, it really makes sense that Felice would miss her a lot. Like, Felice is such a nice character. Like, I don't think a lot of people talk about Felice, but she's like up there. Like, she's never been like a main person, but, and she doesn't really ever kind of get anybody, but she was like in there, like she's like their friend. She was Sarah's like best friend. Like, they helped each other a lot. And the fact that I don't know, the fact that these things have obviously hurt so many people. Like, Sarah didn't mean to hurt so many people, but she ended up doing so. It really does suck that friendships had to be ruined, and like relationships, family relationships and things like that had to be ruined for all of this. And it obviously all is August's fault. So at the same time, it really does suck. But you can see that like either Sarah is gonna, so I'm gonna predict like either Sarah is gonna end up with August, and she won't really get to be friends with Felice anymore, and she won't really get Simon back or anything. But also I could see it being where she doesn't get back with August and it's the opposite way around, and she is friends with Felice again, and they kind of have to all learn to trust her again, and like even Simone has to. Or it could be that she gets both, but it's also like they don't trust August, so August is just never around, you know, when Sarah is like, I don't know how they're going to end it, because I do want Sarah and like August to be together, but I also think they both need a lot of therapy before they can be together, you know. I feel like they need to work on themselves a lot more, and if they really do well without each other, and then they still like each other and still love each other when they find each other again, then it was meant to be. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's probably the way it would have to work, because I don't know how else it could really happen. Like, I feel like they shouldn't end up together, but I also really want them to. She doesn't know how to get over Sarah, but she also feels like she should. She wants to be over her like quickly, but she can't be. But she probably also, like, she even said that she also misses her. Like, it's just so sad. See, Marcus as a character was so awful. Like, the way he used Simon, like he just used Simon's like insecurities to try and make him stay with him and stuff, and try and make him like not go back to Wilhelm. And I think at one point, didn't he like make him, you know, do it? Like he basically, he just made him, I'm pretty sure he used a lot. I've seen it a lot. Like, some people say Marcus was good and like it was Simone that was like bad, but I'm pretty sure, from my recollection of what I remember, it was Simone that was like being manipulated by Marcus. Like, it was kind of awful, like, from what I remember, at least from the season. Like, I just can't believe. I'm really happy that Marcus isn't back. Like, I don't think he'll come back, because why would he need to? But like, it sucks. I do also really like Simon's friends. Like, I think these two really are so nice. Like, I think I really do like them, you know. I think they're really good emotional support people for him. Like, I think if he kind of, you know, if he kind of like grew away from them, then we'd know that like he's changed and like he's grown apart. He's like become more of a snob or whatever. But because he's stuck with them, like, we know that he's still himself, you know. We know that he's still the same Simon that we saw at the start. Like, his views haven't changed. Like, maybe a few things have, but like most likely all of his views are most likely very similar to what they were then, which is what I like. I like a character that doesn't derail just because they found somebody that they like or love, you know. Some people do end up changing in shows, and it's just like, why do you need to? Like, you should stick with your friends, stick with your beliefs that you have, all of that stuff. Okay. Yeah, see, they're emphasizing and showing a lot of Eric, so I feel like he really is going to be important in this storyline, like in this season 3. So I'm wondering if he isn't as perfect as what they've shown, you know, what they've kind of made us believe. I don't know, it's interesting. Oh, that's interesting. Alright, I never thought she'd go to her dad, because I'm pretty sure she was the one in the other seasons that was like never wanting to see him. Like, when Simone went there, I'm pretty sure it, like, because I think she's older, right? So I think her being the one that never wanted to see their dad, but now she's going there because her mum and her brother literally just told her like that he didn't want her in the house, he didn't want her anywhere. So like, it makes sense that she would like leave, you know, that she wouldn't want to be there. I have to say, he looks a lot better. Like, he looks like he's been, you know, sleeping well. He doesn't look as disheveled as he usually does. So I wonder if he's like on his good moments now. Okay, I don't agree with this. Like the fact that she just said like you need to get over Sarah, like it's you know, what did she say? She said something like, you know, it's what did she say? Let me read it again because I know it's hard with Sarah. It's time to get over her already. Like, I'm sorry, but you can't get over somebody that quick, you know, like it probably hasn't been that long. Like, if anything, it's probably been a month, maybe not even that. And getting over somebody that quick, somebody who's like your best friend or even your sibling, like you'd never get over them that quick, you know. You really wouldn't. Like, you'd feel betrayed and you'd want to stay that way for a while. You definitely do need to move on at some point, but you know, to be better in yourself. But you're never going to get over that somebody that close, that you know, that somebody that you were that close to, you're not going to get over them that fast. So her saying that, I don't like that. Oh, that's awful. Like, the first part of that was the same as what they did to them, you know, when Wilhelm came in. But then they didn't do that, the gay porno thing, and they didn't do the, like, gonna beat them up. Or did they say beat them up? I don't know. But they probably would beat them up if they got an erection and stuff. That is awful. Like, oh my gosh. I could never, like, do that to somebody. Like, oh, that would be so terrible. Like, I'm assuming that's what it was. Like, if you know, got an erection, you'd be beaten up or whatever. Because then they could see who was gay and who wasn't. That's a horrible way to do it. That's an absolute horrible way to do it. And I'm wondering if that happened to, oh my god, I forgot his name. Is it Nils or something? But that guy looked away. You know, that dude, like, he looked away. And I'm pretty sure if it did happen to him, like, wouldn't that mean that it would have happened to August and like that whole year of children? Like, oh, I could never imagine that. I feel like I shouldn't be speculating because I may not know. I can't remember his name, but there's that guy that's friends with August and Vincent and stuff. He was like looking away like when Henry was reading that, so I definitely think there's something there, you know. Even August's reaction there was very much like, you know, that happened to me kind of vibes, you know. So I don't know. I really think it could have been them. But we'll see. I'm really scared of Vincent. Like, he's got that look to him where, like, you don't know what he's gonna do, and he really could be worse than August in the fact that, like, I don't know, not in, because it's hard to say, because I feel like August never, like, physically hurt anybody, but, like, he mentally and, like, you know, like, physically using his, like, hands and, like, feet and whatever, but, like, I feel like he mentally hurt people, you know. Like, I feel like this Vincent guy gives me the vibes of somebody who would beat somebody up, even though he is very, like, scrawny looking. Like, I don't know, he just gives me very uncomfy vibes, especially the haircut. Like, why did they give him that haircut? You know what I mean? Wow, that's how it ends. They ended it kind of on, like, August and Wilhelm. Like, that's crazy. Okay, get to the next one.